What's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing tonight? We got back-to-back live streams. A bit unusual. What's happening? Guys, I really want to get this machine working. Hopefully today we can do that. At least get it closer to where it can dock. That's really the main hurdle. If I can't get it to dock, then I'm going to have to find a way to put a switch on this thing. Or two switches, which I have plenty of switches. That's not really a problem. I just really wanted it to be as simple as, it currently is. So we'll give it a try and see where it goes. Where it leads, nobody knows. But yeah, hopefully I can have this tool changer before the other tool changers start actually being delivered to people. You know what I mean? It'd be nice to have a comparison. But how's everyone doing tonight? Let's see. I did see some people in here early. Let's see. Of course, I can't scroll up. I saw Alex. What's going on, man? Wick Central, Korea Ricebox, of course. Lamrith, LTX, GTR Dad, back to back. Petty Ruxpin, what's happening? Tulsa. Seems like a lot of people are struggling with this setup. Yeah, because it doesn't have a very clear defined setup, and if there is, everyone's using their own custom parts for everything. Like, technically there is a standard setup, but everyone's kind of using their own, and then trying to make it work. So it's not really a push button thing, and I think everyone's kind of like learning and just trying to do it. But yeah, I do see a lot of people struggling as well. You try some Velcro. That's a pro tip. Why not, Oh, man. Personal story. Feder, you were the first 3D printing creator I followed. Because I bought a VoxLab Aquila. After that, I took 3D printing classes on my college, and I've continued to 3D print for fun, and hopefully as a career one day. Thank you so much for the great videos and support over the years. Man, that's really nice to read. I appreciate you taking the time and putting that in there. That's that type of comment's the reason why we keep setting other things aside in our life and doing this. That's at least for me. Thank you very much. I'm glad you're enjoying 3D printing. I'm glad you're here with us still and hanging out. And looks like you'll be doing this for longer than I will, which is good. Good for you, man. And thank you. I appreciate that. Taco, what's happening? Hey, Mark. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, all at the same time. My West 3D Micron kit came in today. Nice. I'm forcing it to stay in the box until I finish some other damn project. Hey, don't I know that? I have like 15 things going at the same time. I think it was my first as well. 3D Proof. Make sure you add that last part in there. It's very important. Hey, Truggy, how you doing? Nice. The blue to say tonight is I have to train Japan and India tonight. Interesting. I'm not going to enter the giveaway tonight. Also, I'm not sure what your rules of winning are. I usually, other streams say wait a week before entering in. I say this all the time, and it has happened before. I do not mind repeat winners. As long as somebody is here supporting me, they're there at the end, you know, when you can even pop back in technically. I absolutely don't mind repeat winners. Like I said, if you're here and in my chat and currently supporting me and hanging out with us, and you're helping me do these builds and check out these projects and answer questions, I have absolutely no reason giving a random, giving you a totally random chance to win again. I have no quarrels with that. So, no worries. I passed out last night watching. If I won, I lost. All good. All good. It wasn't you, but hey, better luck next time. Petty, might be you soon. Who knows? Oh, that's hot. That's very hot. Well, I appreciate your streams. I'm here for you, and your freebies are a bonus. You know, my short list of streams actually pay attention to you while I watch. Well, I appreciate that, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. All right. Also, did you get my email today? Because I did reply. You're gonna win now. Is that how it works? You just kind of say it. All right, guys. As always, these streams and what we're currently talking about here, these streams are powered by Polymaker, in the sense where at the end of the stream they give away some filament. Most of the time, it's even more than one spool, which is really cool. And you can be our next lucky winner if you hit the link that is pinned to the top of both chats in Twitch and on YouTube. By the way, guys, if you do have a Twitch account, I really appreciate a follow. I'm trying to kind of grow Twitch because I do a lot of streaming. Why not have that platform, a streaming platform, be something that I use more regularly? So I'm kind of trying to get my bearings and ropes there. I do love YouTube. I'm not planning on leaving at all. But as long as I can dual stream, I'll probably be doing this. I would appreciate a follow on Twitch as well. I fell asleep last night, last 15 minutes. That was your voice. Nice. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we'll be doing Polymaker at the end. There's no interruptions otherwise. So yeah, let's boot this thing up. Let's catch up where we were last time. I kind of need to refresh my memory of where we ended up. From what I remember, we had a hard time homing. Homing was a problem for the machine for whatever reason. And then once I did get it to home, I had a really hard time following the instructions on getting the thing to dock. And it should still, even with a single tool, be able to park the current tool and then use the shuttle to move around and then go and get it again. So that's kind of where we're at. I don't remember. Okay, cool. My computer remembered, but I didn't remember what the IP address of the machine was. And as you can see, I do have another tool head that needs some wiring love, but not something that we can't handle. And but like I said, I was gonna do this on this stream, but I was reassured that this thing should be able to do everything with just one tool head. Also, let me turn the music on. Just realized it's not working. There we go. Let's see. Come to Twitch and get your special first batch for Fetter's channel on Twitch YouTubers. That's cool. I don't even know that was a thing. Is that what happened? Is that why you guys have first? That's how you earned it? I didn't even know that was a thing. I should probably mention that. First badge is limited. Really? That's cool. I had no idea. You need to make a Twitch emoji of the 3D Print SOS logo. Is that an easy thing to do? Because, like, you know, I have plenty of them. Do I go to... I think I just had an error message. Where do I do it? I do gotta say that this thing is so vast. Like, it's extremely vast. As in, like, Twitch. There's a lot to learn. It's not easy. Okay, so it's got to be on my channel. Creator dashboard, maybe? Okay. Custom give chat badges to your subs. Custom badges can change appearance over total sub time. Let viewers show your long time support in your chat. That's kind of neat. Take your channel further with extension. Turn your viewers into super fans with interactive extensions. Customize your channel, boost engagement, and stand out from the crowd. Okay, that's a little beyond my pay grade at the moment. Challenge your community. Okay. Upload another emote. You have 4 emote slots available. Okay. Is this what you mean, by the way? Free. Another day, another dollar. I got a raise. Hey, well, that's fantastic. This is based on Toolchanger project. How much you lost on Y? I lost a bunch on Y, but that doesn't matter. I'm not worried about it. This isn't meant to be a big machine. And it's more of a proof of concept for me, just in general. And there'll still be plenty of space. You lose kind of like an L. Yeah, lots of people do it. This is the only one you have? LOL. I don't even know where that came from. 2 days in a row. Yeah, that's right. Okay, how do I do the standard emotes? I can add one of these. Is there a... It has to be under 1 megabyte. Best resolution between... Okay, I can add my logo in there real quick. SOS, logo. Let's do... Oh, I see. I bet it won't work the way that I want it to. 500 by 500. Let's see how this works. Because I want the blue circle behind it. Oh, that might be cool. It doesn't move or anything, but... Auto resize. Enter emote name. How about SOS logo? Simple. Upload. Pending approval. Oh, I didn't realize this was going to be like a whole thing. Okay, so I'll put a couple more. I'll put some effort into it at some point and add a couple more. Oh, there's like different tiers as well. Yeah, there's a lot. Like I'm learning about bits and all that stuff. There's just, you know, there's a lot going on. All right, let me go back to Twitch. Whoops. Go back to me, I guess? No. Back to channel. Yeah, there we go. Just so that I know this thing's working. Anyway, yeah, we can wait. That's a good one. Cool, because we can use those on other people's streams. Oh, okay, okay. All right, so it's worth doing a little animation, at least getting it to move a little bit. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely give that a shot. All right. So, what I do remember is we need. Is this thing sharp? Of course it's sharp. We need like an Allen key to use as our finger because the touchscreen is brutal. Okay, let's do just a simple home. Right, it does Y first, and that went completely in the wrong direction. So it's still having the same issues it did before, where X doesn't have enough power. So let's take care of that first. First things first, I'm going to go back to the things that I know. And I think we need to make home just go significantly slower. I think that's number one. I want it to home slowly, and then after it homes, it can move quickly all at once. But let's make it work slowly first. So let me try to remember. I probably should have kind of watched my other stream to know exactly where I was. Was it? It's not a macros. I think it's just straight up in a printer CFG. Man, it always takes me just this like a little while just to remember where. Yeah. So here's the strength, and then homing speed is down lower somewhere, right? It's all Z's. Your bed, gantry level, bed mesh. Probe, I'm too low now. All right, so before, oh, right here, homing speed. Homing speed is 50. Homing speed's 100 on the Y. So let's go, I'm gonna go cut this in half to 50. And let's do 30 here. And that's gonna mess up the strength, and we'll mess with it. I just find it interesting that when this thing was not, when it didn't have the stealth changer firmware on it, it actually worked perfectly great. It was really reliable. I never had homing issues ever. And as soon as we changed it, and it changed the order to Y to X, we began having that problem. So let's see how this works. Homo. There we go. Take it nice and slow. You know, and I'm fully aware that this is very slow. But if I can get this to work, I'd much rather be slow and work. And I can increase it until it can't anymore, right? Let's do that. Let's do quad gantry. Just so it's nice and even. Found Twitch? Nice. All right, so I think for next week's streams and beyond, I have to start the Prusa Core 1 build. Not in it's a Mark 4S to Prusa Core 1 build. And then I do have a resin machine from Creality to unbox, even though that's not my cake and butter there. Last Child, thank you for subscribing. I'm surprised I don't get a message like in my big chat. I just happen to see it in the corner of my eye on Twitch. I think you are actually my first subscriber potentially. Like there's people following, but I don't know if the can I even see that? I don't even know. I don't know enough about Twitch. It doesn't matter. Either way, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoy the content. All right, just for giggles here, let's do home again, just to reiterate that going this slowly is the key. And it looks like the strength is a little bit too much for going this slow, so it's 45. I'm going to, just for sanity sake, I'm going to keep this here and comment it out. And we need to go higher, right? No. So 255 is the most sensitive. So we need to go higher, right? So let's go pretty drastic. Let's do 70. Save and restart and do that again. Hey AFM, what's up? Hey Tech Jeeper, what's happening? Let's see. Should be back on. Let's do home all. Okay, so that was so it automatically was too sensitive. It couldn't handle that already. All right, so you know what? It was working at 45. Let's take it back to 45. You know what? I'll do 50. I'll do 50 just so that it's at least a little bit less of a drastic shake there when it hits. But we'll go back to trying to get it to dock. Hey, K2, man. How you doing, Kev? Looking forward to watching someone do a Mark IV to Core 1 conversion. Not sure if it's actually an upgrade yet. I've heard that. I've heard a mixed bag. Whoops, I hit print by accident. Let's go to, nope, that's extrude. Click the right buttons. Home all. Okay, so it looks like this is the way that this thing likes it. All right, that's okay with me. Let's leave it here. We know at least it's homing and it's all good. So the next setup was actually done through the console and also through here, right? Dock parking, set the params. We did that. So maybe it's something to do with this note right here. I remember there was an inconsistent amount here. It was inconsistent language on both the tutorials. So let's follow this one and see where it leads. Happy to sub. I've learned quite a bit from your streams. I appreciate that, and I'm glad I could be useful to some degree. You know. So let's do this. Let's follow this right here, this dock parking, and let's figure it out. So set the params close Y to your highest params park Y plus 30. Params close Y to your highest params park Y plus 30, and set params safe Y to params close Y plus the thickness of your thickest tool plus 10 in the Toolchanger CFG, and remove them from the tool config files. Okay, so maybe this is the part where I'm having issues. So let's go to tools and see if that exists. So anything parking related, right? Params, they are here. Oh, let me try to see this again. Remove them from the tool config files. Set them in Toolchanger CFG. Okay, so that's step one. So let's take this. But that's what's weird is this is set up for. Wait, I think I'm mistaken here. Yeah. This is different. This is actually parking. So that's not right. I almost did the wrong thing there. I don't have them in here. Let's go back. Let's go up. Let's go to, what was it? Toolchanger CFG? I think it was named this now. Okay, yes. So right here. So param safe 102.60. I don't remember how I came up with these. No, for param safe Y, you could also just make sure when you have a tool on the shuttle, you can move freely behind the dock and not hit the other dock tools. And note that Y position. Okay, we can probably simulate that pretty easily. There's another tool. And where it is right now, in terms of Y, would actually be the closest to not hitting the other tools. So we can set param safe Y to the current Y reading, which would be 8980. So we can just make that 90. And see where that takes us. So let's make this 90. No, set the params close to your highest params park Y plus 30. Park Y plus 30. Park Y is, my park Y is 2.6 plus 30 is 32.6. So 32.6, that's correct. So that's what that should be. All right. Remove them from your tool. And okay, and this plus 10, the thickest tool. Okay, I see. Now I know why this was at 100 and not 90. Just 10 to be safe. All right, so let's save that. While that's saving, let's take a look at the rest. All right, put a tool on the shuttle and run initialize Toolchanger. All right, let's do it. I'm assuming we'll have to home first, so let's go here. Let's home. Yep, of course, you can actually home at this speed, which is nice. All right. And you know what? I remember I had a wait. Like, I had a split second where they waited both the Y and the X before, and that gave a lot more success. I might need to do that. It's like a delay. All right, then in here, we will do initialize Toolchanger. Found active tool, it's T0. All right, we're initialized. Run G28 and quad gantry leveling. No problem. G28. And of course, I dropped my tool. All right, and quad gantry is right here. So let's do that next. So far, so good. Not that we've really done anything. Let's take this guy out of there. All right, we're good. What's next? Remove the tool from the shuttle and place it on the dock. You know what? Should I home first? Move the gantry as if to pick up the tool, and as soon as the light on the OptoTap PCB changes, raise by 1. Remove the tool from the shuttle and place it on the dock. Okay. Move the gantry as if to pick up the tool, and as soon as the light on the OptoTap changes, raise by 1. Isn't this going to be hard to do? Or I can kind of cheat by knowing where the park is. Yeah, 2120, 260, 173. How am I going to remember that? Am I supposed to type it in? Hey, Timur, how you doing? I'll be very quiet. Building box turtle, nice, cool. I always wanted to build one of those. Haven't had the chance. Hey, Martin, Shrimp Father, how you doing? Hey, Luke, Digital Dragon, what's up? 3D Medic, what's happening? Oh, Luke, I might need you, man. I know your expertise level runs high here, and I'm stuck. I'm stuck. All right, so I'm gonna move the shuttle manually and get it like close to where it was before. So first things first, which direction? So yeah, we are moving this way. And we can get this to... Let's get it close enough. This guy can go... up. Can I type in here the location? I can. Interesting. What if I just type in 120, for example? Oh, cool. Okay, so I can do that, huh? All right, then let's just go to the dock and get the actual numbers. Here, I'll do this. Screenshot. Open the screenshot. Go back into here. All right, so Z is going to be 173.83. 173.83. And I can always lower it. Yeah, it looks like I'll have to lower it because that's where the actual thing is. All right, so let's get under it somewhere here. Okay. Then the Y is 2.6. Oops. That was not the right move right there because it actually hit the thing. Let's go back out for that. Is it this way? This way. There you go. Let's have it here for now. And X was 2120. This is the important part. 2120. That should put it. Yep. Okay, cool. Now we can make this one 2.6, which should move it right in there. Yep. There we go. And now we will go up one by one until that light turns off. Looks like something isn't quite aligned. I'm cheating. Okay, there's the light. So we go back down to 1. Right there. The light is off. Move the gantry as if to pick up the tool. As soon as the light on the OctaTap PCB changes, raise the Z by 1. Oh, raise. I lowered it by 1. Okay. So we're going to go up. That should change it. Yep. And we're going to go up by 1. Right there. Okay. Run M114 and record the value to params park X, params park Y. Oh, I did this. I have these numbers. That's what I took a photo of. Let's see how close they are, actually. I have 2120, 2.6, and 171.83, not 173.83. That's interesting that it's like that. So is higher, what number is higher? Oh, so in mine, I had it 2 millimeters higher. Kind of interesting. I'll keep it right here. So let's go back to the dock. Go to this. Let's make this 2, because that seems to be correct, at least now. Run G28. Set tool parameter to params path feed this. Test tool docking. Okay, so we're making, okay, so we're running this thing. We're gonna hit save and restart. Let's home the machine once it's on. It's on. All right, it's home. Oh, something horrible just happened. We had a horrible wreck. Oh my lord. I'm gonna manually drop this thing down. Oy. Hey, Maker Viking, what's happening? Yeah, you heard that? Not good. Not the first time, won't be the last time. We need a hard shutdown. We'll get it. There's a steep learning curve. Steep learning curve, that's for sure. This thing has battle scars on the front from trying to home too much and crashing into my dock. I have three indentations now. All right, waiting for this thing to boot, and then we can try to continue. It thinks it's 2 a.m. for whatever reason. All right, there he goes. All right, we're back. Okay, so back to this right here. So we need to home the machine. This is when it crashed. Okay, we have the homing issue again. The belts aren't too tight or anything. Man, if I can't simply home, it's gonna be an issue the entire time. Let's go back to 45 on that. Yeah, so I think if I can't get it to just simply home, I think I gotta find some switches and find a file and throw it on there. As much as I absolutely hate having more wires, it might be a necessity. So I'm hoping that's not the case. There's got to be some other way. Especially because typically people have problems with the Y and not the X. I'm having problems with the Y. Yes, Rafa. Yep. And hey, Amanda. All right, let's home. I'm gonna do that again because that was quite the pop. There you go. So that's better. Okay. So now we run set tool parameter params path speed value 300. Okay. All right. Set tool docking restore axis X, Y, and Z. I'm kind of nervous for this one. Let me put my mouse over to the emergency stop. Test tool docking restore axis X, Y, Z. Let's go. Okay. Script running error. Move out of range. 21, 64, 175. So 175 is the thing that shut it down. So it was going up there. Yeah, and it is looking like that was good, but for whatever reason, on the X, it shut down. And why is the X, why is it telling it to go to 175? You're having issues with the X because it homes after Y, and the TMC needs some time to clear the register. I knew that was it. That's what I was talking about earlier, Rafa. I was saying my previous setup on this machine, because I ran this thing as a Micron. I had it in the G code to pause for a split second to wait. I don't remember how to do that, but that seems like I was on the right track. But this is a different thing. The fact that it's moving out of range. Where do I set the ranges? And is 175 out of range? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do I solve this problem? All right, one thing at a time. It looks like I can get it at least to somewhat behave correctly. I need to add delay after homing axis clipper. Let's add in Voron for fun. Add a delay after homing an axis and clipper. Modify your homing and you see, yeah, okay. Homing override. Well, the problem is that my homing overrides got overwritten. So in the homing sequence, I can add a G4 and then milliseconds. Yeah, G4 P500, which is, yeah. So this is what I need. Yeah, I need this. The thing is, I need to find where the homing override is now. Because it used to be in the macros, but that got overwritten. So here's a homing override. It doesn't appear to be in here, but it would be, wouldn't it? All right, hold on. Would I need to put it in G28? Is that a thing? All right, hold on. Let me see if there's one in Toolchanger config. Homing override config. Variable sensorless X. Variable sensorless Y. Wait, whoa. What is this? Variable sensorless X and variable sensor Y. What is that? I'm going to override and allow some deadband on the temp. Okay. Set temperature with deadband. Alright. There's a double homing override. But it's still not here, right? It wouldn't be in includes. Let's see if it's in Toolchangers. I don't think there's any macros here, is there? There's some, but not for homing. All right, let's try to put it in the main one that we just saw. Let's see if we can put it homing override. Where's the G-code portion? G-code. G90, then there's a G28Z. G28X, we have it Y. Clipper, yeah, I agree. They're a blessing and the curse. You know, at some point it clicks. So set home all X, non-operams, Y, not-operams, Z, not-operams. Home X, home Y, home Z. But this gets overridden because it now does Y instead. So I don't think this one even matters. So this moves Z up, and then it goes home X, then it goes home Y, home Z. Yeah. So this one gets overridden by something. Let's see what's in sensorless. Here's where the homing ones are. Yep. But that's not the point. So it's not in sensorless anymore. Is there anything new here? I don't think so. All right, so it's got to be somewhere here inside of this. These things are blocked, so I can't edit them. They're locked. Move up to the dock. Yeah, I can't edit this. There's no point in looking in there. So it's got to be here. I mean, I can add the G-code portion, I guess. Guys, anyone know where to go for this? Since the original one doesn't work, I legitimately don't know where to go. Let me see if see. Got my friends here. Oh man, JD's not on. I was gonna say, let me see if JD Montgomery is on. He's a legit pro. He would know. All right, let me catch up with the chat. No, nothing going on with the chat. Hey, Filther, how you doing, man? Yep, I'm pretty much legitimately stuck. I have no idea what to even try next. It's gotta be related to that pause. Makes the bed center. This is X first, then Y, then Z. So that's not it. Then in homing override, it goes Z, then X, then Y. So that can't be it. Class Toolchanger. Resume, toolhead, park, cancel print, load filament, unload filament, bed mesh. Go to ChatGPT. I'm sure you'll find an answer and the steps. Time lapse. You think so? I have to give it like all the files, right? Like it would probably actually take longer to give it all this damn information. Just trying to see if I can like miss the obvious part here, but okay. All right, let's see if chat can help in some wacky way or something. Yeah, move it off the screen here for a sec. I'm sure there's an update. Of course there is. Always an update. All right, chat. Running into an issue on my boron Micron plus more Toolchanger. It is using the Stealth Changer firmware, and my homing sequence has now been changed to Y, then X, then Z. I need to add a delay in between the machine homing Y and X. Let's see what it says for this. And then we'll go from there. I'm sure it'll ask me for... Yep, homing override. Maybe I can quite literally put in homing override, but then again, like I said, it's already overriding it. This is easy to do in Clipper by wrapping G28 and inserting a dwell between Y and X. Here's save drop-in you can paste in your printer CFG or your Stealth Changer include. That keeps normal behavior when you explicitly home single axis. G28X, G28Y. JP, so basically I watched two of them, the one you sent and the one after, and it looked like they were having a slightly different issue, but they were also having issues related to sensorless, and just decided to add switches. So then they added switches, and then they were able to go right through the doc thing that I'm following right now. That's why I pulled up this calibration doc right here. They were able to just go through it, and everything was working. Like you were just typing in the commands, and it was just working. So homing is a problem, but the fact that it's not going to the dock, I think, is a separate issue. I think somewhere I have my numbers wrong about like safe limits of where the height is, and it freaks out and turns it off because it thinks that the printer is like smaller than it actually is. Thought it was mentioned that they were running in the same issue. Yeah, and even my name kept popping up in the chat too through several videos that I watched. Like people were like, "Hey, he's having, 3D Print OS is also having issues with this too," and they were like, "Oh yeah, other people are having issues. We'll just put switches on the X and Y," and then went right around it. I guess I'm still being stubborn in that case and still trying it. So this is saying to just overwrite G28, which is fine. Changes to your delay, okay. Is this thing legitimately saying I can copy and paste this? Insert anywhere after your existing config blocks. Perhaps stock G28 so we can add a pause in between Y and X. Rename existing G28 base. Description. Home with Y. Delay. Home X. Home Z. Stealth changer friendly. Change this to your desired delay in seconds. 1 second. Is there any downside to this? Millisecond, interface on home axis. Go straight to the original. This won't interfere with one axis homes, G28X. It'll go straight to the original G28. After saving, restart Clipper and test with G28. If your config already defines custom G28 or a homing override, tell me which one you're using and I'll adapt the snippet so it doesn't clash. I do have, hold on. Here is what I have in my current config for homing override, because we do have that. And can you still do these three things? No, you can't. Okay, so I'll just paste that in there. All right, let's grab that homing override. That's in printer? No. Macros. Yeah, okay, so I have this currently in here. If Chat GTP can fix this, that'll be hilarious. Increase Z-min in negative, bruh. Hey, Brian. Sam, I don't know what you mean. I don't know what you mean, but give me a sec, because I can't multitask that well. Like I can multitask, but this might be too much multitasking for my brain. Option A with a configurable variable. Then replace your homing override block with this. Interesting, okay. Option B, simple hard-coded delay. Honestly, I like this one a little better. Delay triggers only on a full G28. Pre-post hookups for homing. Shows the ones we have delay in here too. Okay, I'm digging this one. Here's what we'll do. I'm gonna try it. Here, let me take the time and block this off. There's got to be a better way to do this, by the way. All right, and then we will put this underneath of it. And if this works out, then I'll delete the other one. All right, let's try it. Time lapse. After you got the answer, just copy and paste your original printer CFG into ChatGPT, and it'll modify it according to your printer settings. Okay. Take ChatGPT with a grain of salt. Maybe just make a new line, not delete the old one. Yeah, I always comment the old one out until it works. You were saying a second ago that the printer was preventing you from homing because you reached min Z. You can increase min Z in a negative number. No, it would so Sam, when it tries to dock, it thinks that I'm going outside of the boundaries of the printer, and it breaks. Hey, Nico. How you doing, man? No, I'm still trying to just get this thing to dock, and I'm having all kinds of issues with homing and all kinds of stuff. I'm ChatGPTing right now, which is insane. All right, so we tried that. So now let's send G28 and see if that worked, which is ridiculous. Let's hope it doesn't destroy anything. It should wait right there. Nope, and that didn't work. I'll send it again, but that did not work. Either one didn't work that time, so it was even worse. Man, so bad. So this needed to be more, but even then, like, what if I make it 5 seconds to see if this thing works? Just want to see if it works. It's trying to run away. Yeah. All right, let's try again. G28. Nope. So it's not listening. That should have been a 5-second wait there. So whatever we're putting stuff into, it's being overwritten. So macros, homing override is not working. Okay, so tell chat and see what it thinks. I used the above homing override, and it does not seem to work. It seems like something from the Toolchanger CFG, Toolchanger firmware is preventing the override. Spelling correctly is optional, right? It's scared that it has to print a big guy that's in the back. That's right. Put that thing to work. Essentially likely finds its own homing flow. Okay. That isn't the one Clipper ends up using. Easiest way around that is don't fight G28 at all. Wrap the access macro stealth changer already calls. Bulletproof fix. Wrap _home_x and insert a dwell. Okay. This works regardless of who owns G28 or homing override. Okay, I like this. All right, and adds after all stealth changer. Okay. After all stealth changer includes, ideally at the very end of your config. So this adds a delay of what? Oh, we insert it. Oh, it ends up here. All right, I'm gonna try that. Also, for homing X, there's a delay. It should technically be Y, shouldn't it? On a full home where Y goes first, X will wait. Oh, okay, good. If you're on G28 without having homed Y first, there's no delay. Doesn't care who owns G28. Yeah, this is actually pretty smart. All right, let me try that. Let's add this. So first, let me remove this one since it didn't work. Let me fix this back to how it was. Whoops. Nope, did it again. It's crazy, like just when you get a grip on the thing that you were doing previously in Clipper and everything's good to go, you get a whole new thing. You have to learn a whole new thing, and it's clever every time. So Toolchanger config. I'm gonna add this to the bottom of this. So this should be the lowest thing that it does. Save, and let's give this a shot. Existing command homex not found in G-code _ macro rename. Okay. Got this error when adding. Well, let's do this first. When adding the above. Okay. That error means homex isn't actually defined as G-code macro in your stealth changer config. It's probably plain homing override section. Nope, I don't think so. Could be, I guess. That's why Clipper couldn't rename existing. Okay. 2 clean ways forward. Wrap the real macros stealth changer provides. Check your config and includes lines like, okay. Override your own homing override. That's kind of wild. That way you completely take ownership of homing. Debug which override is active. The velocity limit. Check your Clippy log right after startup. That's too much. Move your homing override to the very end of printer CFG after every include. That guarantees it wins. Then you can safely insert G4 after the delay. You want me to rewrite your override so it explicitly preserves the stealth changer stuff? Or is the simple Y delay X Z sequence all you need? I don't want it to overwrite my whole thing. Maybe, yeah, I'm kind of scared of it. I do like the idea of adding this at the very end. Is that something that we could even do? Like, can we do this and have this be the last thing? Silly question. Was the axis XYZ line actually active? On my config, axis is one color and the XYZ is in another color. But in your config, the entire thing looked like one color. That's a good question. I'm not sure the override is working at all because I was putting things in there and it wasn't listening at all. It didn't listen to a delay, nothing. So I think it's like it's being overwritten somewhere else. So right now we have another homing override. So let's do G28 now and wait for a delay. Let's see. Okay, there was a delay after Z. A delay after Y. Okay, there we go. It crashed at Z. But that's because there's now a delay. Okay, so that actually worked. That totally worked. If that line was not active, then the instruction did not know what access to override. I see. But this worked. So it definitely added the split second of wait time. And we put that at the bottom of this. So now we own homing, essentially. I'm gonna make this 1.5, just a little bit longer. Also worth a note that it's doing this not only after Y, it's doing it on all of them. Just as a test, I'm gonna make this 5 seconds and see if that affects the entire thing. All right, let's see. Move, home, home all. No. But that's also not G28. That's whatever home all is. I'm assuming it's G28, but let me run G28 now again. Now where does that delay come from? Why is there a delay? Yeah, so it's not doing it. It's once again not listen. What is going on? Ugh. For what it's worth, it is homing okay, but I have more questions than I have answers. So this is once again not working. It's tried adding homing override to the last config, and it still did not use the delay. I set it to 5 seconds as a test. Also, I do need this thing to quad gantry. You're saying this axis XYZ is not... Gotta love it when there's a loud popping noise coming from your printer. Make sure the section header is spelled exactly homing underscore override. I copy and pasted. I think I accidentally just added some R's in there. No, it's spelled correctly. That was just me typing it quickly. Add loud markers around the delay so you can see them in the console. Right, it could be the way that your theme is, but on all my Vorons, when I look at the config for the home override, the XYZ is a different color. Yeah, I guess it could be the theme in the browser. Then the Toolchanger version is winning. And this says it's bulletproof. Force procedure by wrapping G28 itself. Oh, that didn't work. And I think we tried this already, right? But I didn't put it at the very end. Let me check what this thing wanted. Here, let's add this to the end. Save and restart. G-code macro rename at different types. G28 versus G28 base. Added the above code to the end of the config. Got this back. I'm hoping that B-Cuddy can help at some point. He's also dealt with so many of these machines at this point. I'm hoping he runs across a similar issue and is able to spot something. He's helped me before on this machine find belt issues. Paste your Toolchanger CFG code and ask ChatGPT to analyze your code. Back up your original code always. All right. Yeah, we'll do that. Make 100% sure your config's at the very bottom. This is a minimal override with loud markers. Run restart, then G28. All right, let's try that. Okay, we're gonna do save and restart. Then we'll do restart, like it said. Although we did that already. All right, and then G28, and the console should read what it's doing. Yep. It did display those things. And there's the delay. It wasn't 5 seconds though. Is it 5 seconds here? Yeah, it is 5. What if we make it? I mean, it's 5 seconds is long. The M18 is working, so this is functioning. Do it again. All right, what's it say? If you don't see override messages, no, it's good. If override messages does print, but you still don't get the pause, tell me. There's something else at play, and I'll adjust the logic, assuming it doesn't print below. Okay, good. All right, let's try that one more time. Because it does print. But the delay should be 10 seconds. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3. Nope. All right, so we can tell it that that's what's happening. All right, let's see. At step 0. Oops. At step 0, I do see the print, but there is no delay. Let's see what it does. Thinking longer for a better answer. Interesting. I gotta say, I did not think that this is what I would be doing today. But hey, nothing's easy. Great. Since your override is printing, we know that one is running. It's the one running. The reason you're not seeing a pause is almost certainly that the underscore home Y underscore home X helpers don't map one-to-one to a single axis homes. Many Toolchanger configs have underscore home blah blah that also kicks out moves. So your G4 ends up after both axes are already done. The fix: inside homing override, called G28Y, G28X, G28Z directly, not the underscore home helpers. Also, flush the move queue before the dwell. Paste this. Keep it last in your config. Will do. Why this works. I like that it explains it. Quick test, restart, then run G28. You should see override, dwell, 5 seconds printed, followed by an actual 5-second pause between Y finishing and X starting. Okay, let's try that. Pretty cool. I like the explanations. I'm actually legitimately learning. Hold on. It said what? Paste this. Yeah, we're gonna overwrite this. Boom. Oh, yeah, okay, I see what it's doing. Yeah, that's interesting that this is not in a different color. You're right. But so isn't this. Like, I think that might be the theme. All right, let's save and restart. All right, we're good. All right, we're back. Let's do it. G28. Let's go. So it started the override. So let's see. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi. It worked. Chat. Wait, but then X did a weird thing. X did something weird. And, oh, now it's doing a dwell the whole time? Is that what's going on? Why is that? It lowered itself. Okay, so the rest broke. But the delay worked. That's crazy trusting AI for this. If this works, I'll be amazed. So that part worked, but the rest broke. Which is interesting. All right, I'm having fun now. All right, so let's tell it. So after printing, it did pause! Exclamation mark shows my excitement. However, after homing X, it did not move to the middle of the bed, and Z went down to probe and stayed there. Okay, let's see what it says. I'm literally typing in plain English. Self-learning printer. Hail AI overlords. This AI stuff is only gonna get crazier, guys. It's only a matter of time before they run their own AI and fix their own issues. Definitely only a matter of time. Nice. Progress. Yeah, your override is running and the dwell works. What you're seeing now is Z staying down after probing and no park to center is because Toolchanger original homing flow likely did some post-home moves, raise Z plus, park XY, that our minimal overrides didn't replicate. Here's a drop-in that keeps your Y delay X to Z order, then raises the Z and parks to bed center. It uses Clipper's axis min-max to compute center so that it works on any build size. What? Are they for real? Holy. This is really cool. All right, let's try it. All right, let's go back here. I'm gonna overwrite this like that. Wow. Let's go ahead and save and try it. It's called model collapse because the small mistakes turn into huge mistakes the more you train on them. This is true. Oh, during the connect error loading template, homing override G code, M118 override dwell is expected token. All right, let's give it this. There's a little error. So we're gonna have like compounding issues. Adding that through this error. Did I paste it correctly? Homing override, yeah. Good catch. The errors from using this thing under the M118 line. Clipper's macro engine is Jinja based, but within G code, you should prefer a single brace var substitute. Okay, fine. All right, let's give it another shot. Chat, you better know what you're doing here. It's gonna start sending my personal information over to some like Chinese website. Would be nice if it would just come up with a final answer without all the back and forth. Right, but it also doesn't know where I'm putting this, what I'm doing, you know? So it's doing a lot of guessing just based on what I'm saying in super plain English. I'm just giving it the error at this point. Yeah, AI set this up for me is something I'm going to use. It's not smart. It's just considering your input and providing the best answer. Yeah, right, exactly, right. Okay, Clipper, okay. There's the correct block, no formattings. Okay, let's try. You know, fix it. Fix it, robot. The more input, the better the answer, of course. Yeah, I mean, you can train these things to be experts. That's because I guess I can manually lift this a little bit. There we go. Let me home this way first. Although I do think this still runs G28. Dwelling. Still dwelling. That didn't work at all, huh? What if we home Y? Did that work? Okay. Home X. That's home all. It definitely doesn't go back to home, so its little thing that it did is not true. All right, so we've regressed. No error this time, but I still cannot home. Nothing happens. Well, let me make sure. Let me make sure I check indefinitely here. Oh, it thinks there's no active probe, and I need to run a initialize Toolchanger. There we go. That's what was happening. So now let's try it. Yeah, it's still not going to the center. Whoa. So it parked it after probing Z, which is not correct also. But we are getting closer. Okay, so back. No delay. What happened to delay? That's wrong. And this part's wrong. Vibe coding, yeah, yeah. I'm just over here vibe coding, man. No, so far, I think it's made more progress than I have, and I'm having a little bit of fun. So, not home, properly after homing Y and X, the machine drops down to Z, then goes to the middle of the bed. It should probe Z in the middle of the bed, not after X. Make sure you tell GTP to keep things you like before getting new elements added. What do you mean by that? Make sure you tell GTP to keep things you like before getting new elements added. Tell me like I'm 5. Y home, pause, X home, move to bed center, probe Z, then lift. That's correct. That is the order that I want. All right. Whoops, we're not adding that here. We're adding that right here. And let's save and restart. Oh, now I get it. All right, let's go. Let's go. G28. Didn't do a pause. All right, that's the order is correct, but the dwell did not work, so we lost the dwell. All right, so okay, now the order is correct. The machine homed great. However, it lost the 5-second dwell. It printed, but did not pause after Y. Try this version. Adds an explicit M400 and a tiny Z hop before the G4. Okay. Why the Z hop? And a tiny G4 guarantees the printer is flushed before we hit that 5-second dwell. I don't like that. Remove the tiny hop. No need for that. The Z hop is just for flexing. Yeah, I don't need this thing to flex. What are you, crazy? It's for settling? Nah, man. We're good. I just want this thing to work. We don't need to be doing no hopping. That's later. We're not. This isn't even fixing the problem that it's originally having, but we need this to get to there. All right, let's save. Cheers, everybody. All right, let's see. G28. Let's roll. Do the pause. Didn't do the pause. Yeah, we lost the pause again. It says dwell, but we lost it. Is it actually in here? Set delay. G28Y, M400. And this is set. Oh, it looks like I'm missing. It's not hard coding this thing. Not hard coding the delay. It's looking for XY underscore delay S. Do I have that defined somewhere? I don't have that defined. What if I just make this? What if I just make this 5? Yeah, let's do that. All right, let's go for it again. G28. Nope. Didn't do it. So what? 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 Why? What is even? Still no 5-second delay. This is about how vibe coding goes. Yep. Yeah, I tried to program a screen that was connected to a Wemos D1 board, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't get it done. I did this for like 3 hours, and I quit. That's on me. And Clipper G4 uses P in milliseconds, not 5 in seconds. When we switch to G4 P5000 to G4 5S5, Clipper effectively ignored the delay, hence no pause. I don't think that's true, because I tested the 5 and it was fine. Let me ask it, where are we defining? Where are we defining this? XY delay MS. Yeah, but where is it pulling that number? Clipper substitute 5,000 into that command. I'll tie the macro like a knob. Eco macro home. No, I don't want to put it on a knob. You can change that 5,000 to any number, but where am I defining it? I think it's missing something. That comes from the set statement at the top of the macro block. At the top of the macro. Oh, right here. Set the X delay in milliseconds to 5. Oh, I see. I see. Why are we defining a travel underscore F? Why are we defining an underscore? Whoops, I typed it in. Oh my god. I typed in what I said. Travel underscore F. Are we defining a travel underscore F? Blog just being explicit about the XY feed rate when moving to the bed center before probing. Can omit the feed rate, and it'll just use whatever the current travel speed is. if you don't care about tweaking that speed, you can safely delete the travel F line to the top and drop F travel F from the move. No, it's fine. I was just asking. All right, so what's the latest situation here? Right, we need to paste this. So can we get this thing to just work? And I can move on to the other homing issue? The docking issue? Hilarious. All right, restart. Yeah, Sam. This is what I would have put in there. That's why I tried S5. Ah, great. Now we have more stuff. Shouldn't have edited it. All right, now you got to fix this. Line 20, respond message, override dwell. Oh, and it's putting the milliseconds in there. Errors because I accidentally used ... Of course you did. Didn't you learn that from the previous thing you wrote? By the way, if this works, what I'll do is I'll make this its own document and I'll add it as the last include. I think that would be the cleanest way. All right. G28. Do a pause, do a pause, do a pause. Yeah. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, that movement speed is obnoxious. This is crazy. We need to just remove that line. Okay, fantastic. All right, let's edit the final little thing, and this part should be good to go. All right, so let me get rid of some of these spaces in here. This is too much. This takes up too much room. All right, here we go. The delay is 5,000. That's correct. I want this to say, we don't need it to say override. This should just say homing. This is, instead of dwell, give me a second. Give me a second. Right, and we don't want it to be 5,000. Technically, 2 is probably fine. 2 milliseconds, or 2 seconds rather. Okay, and then where was that ridiculous speed? Dunsky. Where is the speed? Where's the speed? The move to center before probing. G0 M400. Can't I give it a speed here? F. What's a solid F? 300? 600. No, that's Z movement. Let's make it 200 for now. All right, let's just clean it up, and it gives us some fun text. Let's try it. I probably broke it. Crank that up. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. That needs to go faster. Especially after it's homed, it should be able to do whatever. D28. Hit it. Homing. Okay. Give me a second. All right, waited 2 seconds. Oh man, now we're going crazy. Okay. Whatever I set it to is not correct. That's hilarious. So F200 is not right. It needs to be F2000. I guess 1200 was correct. Bump that from 200 to 600. I mean, that's not 200. I don't know what that is. That's not even okay. All right. And then I don't need it to say any of this nonsense because we just don't need to. I'll have it say Dunsky, and that's fine. Let's try 1200. Restart. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay. E28. Bam. We wait. We go to X. Probably turn this down now that it has a second to wait because that's a loud bang. Even 1200 is too slow. What number is that? What a weird... I don't remember this number being this large ever. Go. But we are homing. So there's definitely a win. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So the one thing I did notice is look at that giant Micron. The one thing I did notice, yeah, on the Venture, oh my god, yeah. The one thing I did notice is it lost its bounce back from after it does it, and I want it to bounce back. I don't want it to grind. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give it this, and all right, here is the code I'm happy with. Let's make sure the axis, what's it called? Bounces, I think it's called. Bounces back. Let's say 5 millimeters after it homes Y and X. Actually, the X doesn't matter, right? Because it'll... No, it does matter. What's that called? Is there a name for that? Guys, do you know? You know what I'm talking about? It has to, like, hit and then come back. So that... I guess it doesn't actually rub anything. It's not going to be a problem. Let's see what it does. Sweet. Here's your macro updated bounce back 5 millimeter after Y homes and again after X homes. It auto detects whether each axis homes to a min or max and moves the correct direction. I kept all your messages and flow exactly the same. Yeah, it added on top bounce. Interesting. So back off Y to bounce millimeter in the direction. Okay, it's cool. This is really cool actually. Oh, there's a copy button this whole time. Okay. Yeah, I'm down to try this. Bam. And then, you know what? Here's what we should do. Here's what we should do. I'm gonna delete this out of here. We're gonna hit save. Then we're gonna go back, and in here we're gonna add another document, add a file, and we're gonna name this thing homing underscore sequence dot cfg. Homing sequence dot cfg. I'm gonna save it. In here, we're gonna paste this. I'm gonna hit save and close. Then in printer CFG, the last thing we're gonna do right here is include homing underscore sequence dot cfg, like that. And now it'll do it last after everything. And because of that, I should remove. Was there a homing override here? No. Okay, we're good. Let's try this. X's gonna give it to you. That's funny. Whoops. Not a valid. Did I spell it wrong? Homing sequence. Not a valid config section. Homing underscore sequence. CFG. Why don't you think so? I probably just spelled it wrong or something. Let's see. No. What? Include homing sequence CFG is not a valid config section. What could possibly be not valid here? Oops. Back to printer. For axis X, Y, Z, and W. Oh, because I spelled include wrong. That would help. There we go. Just a spelling issue. All right, so now we have it in its own config. It's separate. It's not inside of something. It's not nested. It's definitely much cleaner. So let's test it final one more time. G28. Yep, it's working. It's printing. It bounces back. Here's the delay. It'll home this. Bounce back. And we're golden. Okay, good. It looks like I actually don't need it to bounce back after X. So let's remove that. Yeah, we don't need it to back off after X right here. Don't need that. Let's do this. E28. Hold on. I'm gonna have it do it just in case. Perfect. Let's remove the bounce after X. And that's good to go. We just spent hours getting this thing to home. But hey, now sensorless homing is back. Essentially how it was before this firmware, which is just so dumb. All right, macro, but kept the X bounce removed. Everything else stays the same. Okay, good. That's what I want. Do a few like that. I'll restart. By the way, those just joining in, we do have a giveaway, a filament giveaway in about 30-something minutes, 34 minutes or so. So if you guys are planning on sticking around, definitely jump into the pinned comment on Twitch and on YouTube. And that is provided by Polymaker. G28. At this point, I'd flip the table and just use physical install switches. Yeah. That's funny. All right, let's see. We're doing it. There's a delay. Yep, love it. And we're going X. Perfect. Golden. All right, I love it. We have a nice, clean homing sequence that I can control. Dope. This is definitely a solution for that. All right, one more thing I want to try with homing, and that's back in, I guess, printer. For the y-axis, the strength was 45. Higher is more sensitive. I remember, because it seems like it hits pretty hard. What was it? 70 was the one that wouldn't work? Let's see. I don't want it to ever bounce on X. I want it to always be, always want it to stop really smoothly there. So G28, hopefully it works. If not, we're going back to 45. But I have a feeling that delay is the fix. There we go. Zero movement. Perfect, guys. I'm really happy with that. Should I go even higher? So if you guys can tell, in my previous dock here. Oh, I have the wrong screen up. Sorry, guys. So in my previous dock, I used to have it at 145. That's how it was set up. I'm gonna keep going higher just to see. Let's see 100. Because when I had this thing as a Micron, before adding this firmware, I had a strength of 145, and my homing was perfect. So if I can get it closer to that sensitivity, I'll be happy. 28. Let's go. I have a feeling the delay is the solution. I had a delay in my original one. No. No, it didn't do it. Okay. All right. So that is still something that plays a part. So 70 worked. Let's go back to 70. And this is where we're likely going to leave it. Okay. There we go. All right. G28. Home Y. Take a pause. Go to home X. We could probably make this go just a little bit faster. Here, let's try printer. Homing speed for Y is 50. Homing speed for X is... Oh, we went too far. X. Where's homing speed? X right here is 30. Let's make it 50 to match Y. All right, I'm hoping this is the last G28. Cool. There that is. Let's do move, home, and quad gantry. Take care of that. Wait, why is this whole thing flexing like this? We're definitely getting a flex back here in this corner. Okay, now we're not anymore. So it worked its way out just a little bit. So that back corner must have been hitting, it must have been bottoming out. Looks like it's still going to be too many tries. Yeah, I don't see it moving anymore. That's interesting. So that bottom corner was going so low, it was actually bottoming out. So I'll probably have to run this one more time. No, it did it. Okay, the tolerance was 0.079. Okay, cool. All right, and then home all. All right, valuable lessons learned today. My hunch that we needed the delays back from the original was it. We did it. That's cool. First of all, ChatGPT helped me a lot. It also taught me some things, which is great. That's fantastic. All right, so that's that problem. Let's update ChatGPT because it's about to help me. This is great. Works perfect. I added this as its own CFG named homing underscore sequence .cfg and added that as the last include. Now onto the docking issue. Nope, Chad's asleep. Yep. Yeah, that's what I usually do when I watch other live streams as well. I don't need this thing actually doing this thing, so we'll figure that out in a second. But, all right, so we're going back to the original calibration that was here. So it's telling us to home, do quad gantry, manually move this thing. We did that. Then what we need to do is this. We need to do a G28, which the machine did. We need to set the tool to this. Right there. Tool parameter. Then we need to do test tool docking, restore axis X, Y, Z. All right, so if we do this, this thing throws an error. Trying to swing my eyes over when it's success. Did you say 0.079? My QGL average is 0.02 or less across 600 millimeters. That's pretty good. Yes, but there is literally, I think, there was that bottom left motor was hitting the very bottom of the whole machine because there was a flex while it was trying to do it. So I'm sure I can get a better number at some point. All right, let's go this thing, and let's watch what it does. So it goes up. Yep, and right there, just like last time, we get this error. So it moves out of range. So let's give ChatGPT this latest right here. Ignore that last request because you didn't have all of the context. I'm running these commands and getting this error. LTX, even with that 0.79, if we go to right here and we load in, nope, not here. If we go to, where is it? Tune? No. Oh, because there's an error now. Oh, let me refresh. Reboot. Thanks for the logs. The key line is moving out of range. Yes. This means a docking macro tried to go Z175, which is outside your configured travel, above stepper Z position max. That's why Clipper hard stops and you see shutdown. Right. Thus I know. Here's how to fix it cleanly. Confirm your Z limit versus the requested Z. From a fresh restart and G28, try this. If that fails, your position max is less than 170. Open stepper Z and check your position max. Set it to your true safe mechanical maximum. Then restart and retest. With your new max to a minus. I actually don't even need to do that, I don't think. What I'm going to do instead, Clipper has encountered an error. All right, after one of these, I think I have to do a full shutdown here. Change max X, Y, and Z on printer. Well, it's trying to go to 175. So I would need to go to the Z and see what the max is set to and go manually as high as this thing can physically go and set that. So that's what we'll do next. And if we can get past that and this thing docking, then our next stream where we touch this thing, I'll have both the other tool heads on it. But I definitely need to do the Prusa Core 1 and the Death Racer. That needs to happen. The Death Racer is waiting. I have all the parts. Everything's ready. The Core 1 is ready. I haven't used the Prusa in a minute. And I would definitely like to play around with the Core 1. See what that's all about. Actually, don't even know where I'm going to put it yet. First world problems. All right. This thing's connecting. So yeah, I don't want to do that. Lower the docking save Z used by the Toolchanger. By the way, Sam, this is correct. That's what it's telling me to do. Okay, so first things first, let's reconnect. Let's go to G28. Did you ever print with a soap Gen 4? No, it's right there. It's dry and ready to go, and I just haven't had time as a human being. I just haven't had time. I'm trying to I have a list of things that needs to get done, and the list is huge, and I'm like literally going back to the top and trying to do these things to keep moving down, and new things keep getting listed. So I need to do it. Keep looking for a new emoji, but not approved yet, unless I need to refresh and try that. Yeah, I haven't checked, but I'll check a little bit. We have about 15 minutes left, by the way, before the giveaway is closed, just so you guys know. All right, so first things first, we just homed, and I'm clear of everything. So let's send this thing to the moon by 100. Okay. And then after that, we'll send it to the moon by 50. So we should be we're at 160 right now. Let's go up by 70. Okay, so we are nearing the limit of this thing. Let's see what the actual limit is. Let's go up by another 10. And we can't. It's saying it's out of range. And the out of range is 180. Interesting. Let's see what the actual physical outer range is. Oh, it won't let me move past 175. Okay, so I do have a little bit left. I can actually tell you. So we know what that number is. I have another 9 millimeters. If it's 10, is it going to bounce or no? Yeah, we can do 10. Yeah, we can do another 10. So our actual max should be 185. Not what it's set at now. So where do I change this? All right, let's find that. This should be in printer Z-stepper. Position max is 175. It's actually 185. And I need to do that on all of them. Right? Oh, no, it's defined once. And the rest are just the... Okay, so yeah, that's it right here. And position min is -5. Okay, yep, that's it. This is correct. All right, let's save and restart. Cool. All right, let's see. We're going to try it again. So we are at the very top there. That's going to be a fun home. All right, let's go G28. Drop all the way down. Okay. So here we go. We're going to start it again. I think it's going to work this time. Let's see. So we will put it in tool parameter, param speed value 300. Okay. And then from here, we're going to run tool docking, restore axis. Let's go. Let's see what it does. I'm scared. We're going. And we're going in. And we're moving forward. And we've undocked. And we're going back. Oh, there's a little bit of a snag here. It needs to go forward just a little bit. Let's see if it'll pick it up. Oh, it messed up. It needs to go forward just a tiny bit. I had my mouse on the thing. Man, that was close. I can't believe that Chat GTP. I gotta stand up. I can't even sit anymore. Chat GTP was the answer. So this was just a slight issue here. There was no big deal. This thing needed to go forward just a tiny hair more. And actually, I can probably tune that manually. Let's have this thing restart just for now. Close. All right, I need to do. Oh no, we'll do firmware restart. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man, it's kind of wild. All right, I am going to unscrew. Whoops, unscrew this and lift it up just a tiny amount on both sides. That will help snag that thing and not have it move back. Okay. The other thing that I need to do is actually make that brace that I wanted to, where this part right here needs to come up and go to this corner, because there's definitely some swinging going on here, and that's not ideal. Okay, so it's all good. Let's do G28. Huh, you think so, Tulsa? All right, and then next is set the tool parameter. Okay, and the next is let's have this thing dock, baby. Right? You guys ready? Let's see what it does. I hope it works. And I also needed to break it in still. Like, it needs to do it like 100 times, right? All right, let's go. Enter. Put my mouse on block. It's going up. It's coming in. Drop this bad boy off. Undocked. The magnet is too attractive. Yep, and it's not aligning. Ah. Okay, so the magnet that's on the actual hold on, let me think about this. So when it pulls this up, the magnet is holding it on? Or no, it loses the magnetism here. All right, so what's happening here then? Are the magnets not strong enough on the front here? I see. They are hitting this. Do I have these things too far in? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right there, right? Okay, let me try this. Let's go. We're getting closer. I saw the flexing of the dock too. Yeah. It definitely has a tiny little bit of flex to it. And that's not going to be ideal. All right. Let's go again. G28. I guess I should just make this a macro, really. Like test _ dock. We're homing reliably. It's homed every single time. So hopefully we can make this thing work on sensorless reliably. All right, let's set the tool parameter. And let's do it again. Let's go. All right, so it comes up, it goes in. So it goes down just a little bit too soon. And there we go. It undocked perfectly this time. It leaned back, it leaned far enough forward. And then it's going back on, and it's coming up and misaligned. So when it goes to pick up, I need it to go forward just a tiny bit more. Forward is Y. Okay. Let's give it... let's do this. I have an idea. We're going to go to Config. We're going to go to Toolchanger. We're going to go to Tools. Let's do Firmware Restart while that's happening. In Tool here, where's our little this? So this used to be 73. It probably needs to be 73. And then parking, 2.6. What makes it closer? Less of a number? Yeah, that would be 0, right? Actually, I don't know that one. So if this is a little higher, I need Y to go in more. So if 0 for Y is back here, why would this be 2? Unless this thing hits the back at 120. So if this thing is... So I need it to be less. I need this to be... what if I just make it 2? Let's try it. I need it to go just a little bit closer in. Actually, why am I guessing? I should probably just try it. That's all right. Trial by fire. Trial by fire. All right. G28. All right. All good. All right. Set the tool parameter. And let's go. Go up a little higher. Yep, no grinding there. Go a little closer. It's a little too far back, so I did it backwards there. This is going to probably crash. I'm kind of helping it to cheat. I'm helping it to cheat. Yep. Okay. But it did. Okay, that worked. Will it go and pick it up? It did. And it's come. Oh. We're close. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So just a matter of this. I'm going to make this thing say 2.85. It was 2.6 before. 2.85. This was a better call. I might even make this 4 and remove the points. Whoops. Remove the 0.8. That might hit the top. Totally could hit the top. Let's do one thing at a time, right? Let's make this just a little higher. All right, let's go. Restart. All right, I'm excited now. That's cool. All right. Yeah, small steps. Yeah, I mean, if this works, we can put different tool heads on it. And that's a huge step forward. Huge step. And the fact that I have just a better understanding of what's going on is major, because I was a bit clueless. All right, we can put this back in. Homing is reliable. Guys, there's about 4 minutes left in the Polymaker giveaway, just so you know. There's pinned comments in the chat. If you guys are subbed to the channel and you're going to stick around, you have a chance to win some Polymaker Filament. Definitely go to Twitch or YouTube in the pinned comment in the chat and hit that up. All right, parameters. And test tool, let's go. All right, so still not far enough forward to hit the magnets. I do have an idea, but so the idea is right here. I adjusted those screws out. Technically, I can adjust them in like that. Let's try this. You may need to tweak your docking path, pickup or drop off numbers. Yeah, for sure. I think we've gotten significantly closer, but it needs to go just a bit inward. By the way, AFM, do you know where to tweak that specific number? Am I doing the right one? Because right now, I'm doing this parks param. I'm doing this. Whoops. I'm doing this right here. This is what I'm tweaking. Is there a different place to do that? All right, let's do this. All right, I'm thinking the screws play a role here. Your docking park numbers are your baseline for the path numbers. All right, we're homed. Bam, and let's go. All right, we're on the magnets. Ah, it still pulled it. So what's it pulling? What's this thing pulling? The magnets are too strong. I mean, there's 3 magnets. There is that bottom. The bottom magnet things are adjustable. Could they go in anymore? So I can remove some of this magnetism? Uh-huh. Okay, I just felt that. So when this thing goes all the way up... Why is my music off? So when this thing goes all the way up, it gets kind of stuck there. Yeah, I can feel that. What's it getting stuck on? So it comes up like this, right there, and it gets stuck. Uh-huh. So it's getting stuck physically on this, like the plastic is getting stuck. So there's 2 screws on the shuttle that hold the bottom of the shuttle on, right here. Oh, you guys can't see that. These screws right here. This piece is actually getting stuck between them, which means the dock is going too low when it's trying to remove this. Yeah, and it's getting stuck. Okay, can I have the dock not go as low? I need it to go not as low. I'm still amazed that ChatGPT got you this far. There's another place for the path drop off and pickup. Okay, that's what I need to find out. Because that's the problem. That's the only other thing that I need. Oh, nice. You gave me a link. Thank you. Okay. Docking path. Oh, boy. The docking path can be confusing for people to understand. Let's try to dissect it. So move X to 20, to Y, and to Z. This will slowly move. Okay, docking. Move the Z down. Drop the Z down to 230 so that it starts unhooking. Move Z to 230. We are clear of the tool. Okay. Let's this ChatGPT would actually be pretty good at. Let's see if we can solve this. Params SC path. Where is that at? That wasn't here, was it? And is that editable for me? Okay, so it's not in any of these. Tool detection, calibrate offset. Toolchanger. Aha, path right here, this. Toolchanger. And I can't edit this. So I have to make this, once again, a secondary thing. Like an override. Numbers are relative to your parking position. Alright, so it is the drop-off path. So here's a question. If this is locked, this document is locked, the Toolchanger CFG, how do I make edits to it? Oh man, this thing's so long too. Alright, so it's just this. So the drop-off goes just a bit too low. Right, yeah, and it gets stuck right there at the top. So let's see what's going on here. So 0, 0. Okay, so right here. So it's going to move Z down 10. I need Z to move down less than 10. I would say 9.5. And I can't change that here. Yeah. This is a read-only editor. Can I change just this somehow? Let me make an attempt. So if this is here, so let me brain Clipper for a second. Technically speaking, right now this is the last thing that I have going on. Right? So if I add this portion, let's make sure this is its own thing. This is drop. So I could, I think technically, do this. And technically this should... Makes me wonder if you were on the right path by adjusting manually with screws. Yeah, that part sticks now. The tool head goes in and actually sticks to the magnets. Now what's happening is the shuttle is going so low that it's actually grabbing part of the tool head and dragging it off with it. So I need it to go down less. I have a feeling this is the right way to do it. It'll give me an error right away if it's not. Okay, no error. So I think I'm on the right mental logic here. So let's do it again. Let's see if that was it. And then basically I need to have it run that macro like 100 times. Other Mac tools should work. Oh, okay. Oh, like go into the actual thing, like SSH in. Ah, okay. Well, yeah, okay. Yep, you're right. You can. All right, let's do that, and let's do test docking. drop off less. No, still does it. Dang. So it still sticks to it. Nah, we're not in there. We're not in there. That was not clean. Not clean. Let me see. Return. These screws that I have in here are not long enough. Let me grab a longer one. Oh yeah, they're shorties. All right, let me see something. Sorry guys, I know the giveaway is done. We'll be doing it in just a second. I'm very heavily invested in getting this thing working. All right, let's see. I need a longer one. And two longer ones, actually. And you know what? Let's make them these, because this should be magnetic. And that's another thing, like, they're not magnetic enough. Which is kind of hilarious. Yeah, like, that's weak. This one is much stronger. Okay, so the chrome ones that I have are not magnetic enough. What about these? Okay, these are very magnetic. Let's see if I can get those in there. And I can swap the rest of them out. Oh, yeah, okay. I think I need some Loctite on this for sure. All right, so we don't need them that far in. Let's see. Let's get the tool head up there. So it goes just like this, and it needs to be right here. All right, so that's max. That's maximum magnetism that I have. That's a little bit of a bummer. I need them to somehow be more magnetic. All right, right there is the most. I need the shuttle to be less magnetic and the dock to be more magnetic. Oh, Cam died? Yeah, my camera went to sleep for whatever reason. Hey. It's weird, it must have a timer thing on it. Read AFM last message. On a Windows box, you can edit that. Right. Yeah, I saw that. Yep, I can do that on a Mac for sure. I can SSH into it. I can, what's it called? FTP into it. Do you have a magnet that can go over the screw? Why don't I glue actual magnets on there? Yes. Yes, I can. That'll probably work better. All right, let's do that while the dock is off. Let's do that. and see how that works. Yeah, it looks like there's just enough clearance there. I can put them all the way in, and that'll be enough. Ah, come on back. Yeah, this might be the ticket right here. This might be the ticket. Especially because they're not button heads anymore. Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, they're pulling the magnets. They're pulling the magnets out. That's kind of funny. All right, let's see. Yeah, both magnets get pulled out now. What if... No, this magnet's correct. Because if I touch it with glue, it's over. Yeah, they're pulling the magnets out. That's kind of funny. Super glue, but I'll never get to the tool head if I need to get into it. All right, let's first see if that works. I don't care if it gets pulled out. As long as it docks once, I can always glue and do whatever. First of all, the fact that with ChatGPT's help, I got the homing sequence to be this reliable. It's literally working every time. It was an absolute disaster before this. So I'm very happy with this. All right. Do that. And let's go. Let's dock. Get in there nice and slow like. It pulled the magnet. Nope. Still drags. Okay, so it's still... What's it pulling on? I actually don't quite get it. We did lose a magnet. Whoa. So what in the world is this thing still snagging on? That's hilarious. The magnet thing is funny to me. I can maybe use hot glue, maybe? Drop a glue on the magnet pocket. If we get the Core 1 build, just do a 24-hour stream on this. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely really excited about this. All right, so let me try to figure this out. Actually, I have to do the give. Yeah. So I can do it by hand. So if I lift it too much, which means like the shuttle goes down too far, it gets snagged up. It gets snagged up right here. It gets snagged up on this part, thickness of this plastic. On the screws that mount that thing. Yeah, it comes up. And then goes up just too high, and yeah, it just gets stuck right there, and then it pulls it. Okay, so hard to say how much it moves. And what I mean by that is because we added this, right? This is 9.5. Let's make this 9. So it's a whole 1 millimeter lower. 1 millimeter less going down. Let's try it. You need iron screws instead of the stainless in the tool head. Yeah, Wick. Yep, that's what it is. Use a hammer. And I do probably have some that size, by the way. Let me see. I just don't know if I have. I think all the large ones I have like this are all button head. Yeah, they're all button head, but very magnetic. Yeah, the stainless steel ones aren't very. Okay, this will be, I guarantee you this will be it. Let's see. They might be inset really far now. Interesting. That's going to be a whole different issue. Yeah, now the magnets are going to be like... they're going to be set too far in. Interesting. And it's in there now. I can't, like, just remove it. But I can move this thing, too. I can adjust it. I can make this work, I think. All right, for this one, I need to pull it out. Pull this magnet out. Okay, there we go. We got that one out. All right, we got just straight up surgery going down. Okay. Put this in like that. Okay, now they're kind of inset. Oh yeah. Okay, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. Let's see if that works without any changes. Whew. All right. G28. And let's set the params. And docking. I should make this a macro, because then I could control how many times this runs. And hold it. We did it. Undocked. It's coming back in. Come on, pick this thing up. Come on, pick it up. It picked it up. Oh! Yo! Oh my God. Wow. Chat GTP just helped me tune my stealth changer. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Let's do this again. Here we go. We're going to home it. It takes a little pause. Bada bing, bada boom. Whoops. It didn't find a tool head. All right, hold on. We're good. Don't worry. I did it too quickly. Where's the... What do I need? What was the thing? Initialize tool change. I did it too quickly. I got too excited. Initialize. There we go. Set tool 0. G28. Magnet came out? Oh, it did. Dang it. You're right. Bummer. So it looks like no matter what, I'm probably gluing those. All right, there we go. Now no issues. Okay, parameters. And let's dock again. Yep, we're good. It comes off. It goes back on. Picks it up. Comes back out slow. And we're back. Hey! Woo! One more thing I want to do for fun, and that's in here. This is having the the Y move back 16. I want to have it move back 30, just so it like goes back far. But then, oh right, then I have to change it in. I have to change the other one. Save. I have to go to Stealth Changer, Toolchanger here. Take this thing, the pickup path, back, homing sequence. I need to paste that here, and let's figure this out. So yeah, from here, it needs to go down 10. It's 16 in, but we need this to be 30. It needs to go back 30. It's just going in reverse order. All right, save. Man. Did I lose the magnet? No, the magnet's still in there. I'll give it just the tiniest little dab. Oh man, internal error during I messed something up. I probably put a wrong comma somewhere. Where'd I mess up? Oh dang it, what'd I mess up? Oh, right here. Wrong space. Save and exit. Props to the guy who reminded you with ChatGPT. Yeah. Who was it? Who was the who was the person that said ask ChatGPT? Because technically, time lapse. You're right. That's the real MVP here. All right, here we go. G28. All right, parameters, and let's go dock. And it should be able to move back. Ah, no, move back 30. Okay, it does. So I do fully overwrite that, which is kind of cool. So I have control of the path. We'll pick it up now that it's all messed up. No, we're crashed. Oh, bummer. I shouldn't have messed with it, huh? All right, so magnets. Magnets. How can I figure this thing out? This is a whole little conundrum over here. Let's see if we can poke this out some more. And this has to be pretty even too. So if we hold it like that, oh, I can't adjust it from this side. Right. All right, so this one needs to come out. And then one more thing to adjust is this bottom thing. Get this out of the way. All right, that's it. Right after this, we're doing giveaway. Sorry, guys. While this is happening, let's do firmware restart so that we're ready to go. All right, let's give this a shot. Initialize Toolchanger G28. All right. Set, and let's go duck. We're good. It looks like I can even have it go down less. Yep. Okay. I see what's happening. All right. So it's still the same issue where it goes down not enough, and then I have it go back to 10. Let's do this. Homing this right here. So this needs to be 9. -9. And this also needs to be -9. And then here, this needs to be 8.5. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make them both. Whoops. I'm going to make them both -8.5s. Because it doesn't need to move down this much. Also, hopefully this is just doing it for tool T0. That's gonna break. That's gonna break actually later, because I'm gonna have to edit this in the other thing, because this path might not be the same for the others, or it would be. It would be. Phew, man. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. All right. Here we go. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be it. Okay. Bang. All right. Parameters. And let's go duck. Nah. Still pulls. So just a little bit more figuring out to do with all this magnet nonsense. Yeah, we're stuck. Bummer. Definitely has some battle scars. Alright, I'll definitely have to figure that out. And in fact, I wonder if my whole logic here is to move this down, but I wonder if this actually needs to be much higher so that it leans forward. Could that be a thing? Alright, guys. Let me do the giveaway. What changes are your parking numbers? The parking numbers I haven't made any changes because I think those are fine. It's the way that my carrier is getting stuck. So that's where I'm having a problem. But anyway, let's do the giveaway. There's 58 people entered, just like yesterday. So good luck to everybody. Let's go. So we're going to do winners. Draw winner. We're going to do 1. Okay, we're going to announce winner with avatar. Congratulations to Tin Talon. Congratulations. Am I crazy, or does the X rail look slightly bent? No, it's looking good. I think that's just the camera. Rigged. Camera side? No, it's pretty straight. No, I am bashing everything pretty good though. Tin Talon, congratulations. On your filament winnings. You already know this though, right? Where to send an email and all that. Don't forget to send an email to collect your winnings to Fedor at 3dprintsos.com. And Fedor is spelled Fedor. All right, so Fedor at 3dprintsos.com. Mention the day and that you won, and I'll get you a special coupon code that goes to a Polymaker winner form, and the rest will be done for you. Twice in one day. Did you win somewhere else? By the way, hi Warpaint. How you doing? Then what else did you win? I define the path pickup and drop off numbers by carefully baby stepping toolhead and mainsail to find smooth drop. So that's what it's going to take. That's what this is going to take. It's going to take some serious tuning, but that's going to make it much more reliable. Obviously, if it did something like this during a print, it's done. Tin, I see you said yes, or yay, rather, and that's cool. You're celebrating. I bet you're running around the room right now. Oh, you did? What'd you win? What'd you win at that stream? Also Polymaker? Yeah, me too. But yeah, but let me know. Let me know if you're familiar with what to do, to get your reward. Oops. Oh man, I just leaned on this thing by accident. Whoops. All right, let's do this. I'm sending email now. Okay, cool. All right, so I need to G28. What's tool align done? Then we need to go to move home quad gantry. Always fun to see the quad gantry move. I believe on my... Was it Trident? I think on my Trident, I have it do it before the bed mesh in my start print macro. So it homes, then it does, bed tilt, but it's the same thing. And then it does homing really quickly. I think I might add it into the homing sequence here. All right, we're on round 2. All right, the first tolerance was 0.4 or something like that. Now it's 0.15, so this last one should be pretty good. And I should probably have it do more than 3 attempts so that it gets it pretty darn close. Looks like it's already pretty good. Let's see what this last one's going to be. .05. All right, I'll take it. All right, so let's try it again. G28. Okay. And let's go dock. Okay, took it off quite nicely. And it's coming back. Can we pick up quite nicely? No, we cannot. Damn. Bummer. We're so close. We're so close. Night Filter, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. So what's the part that's stopping us now? It's got to be related to the way that the dock actually is. Right? It's got to be these adjustments. It's got to be. It's got to be this bottom piece. Okay, let's see what that does for us. Ah, there's a little ledge right there. Okay. So that would actually affect it quite a bit. This little lip. Let me see how that behaves right now. I have a feeling that the rest of the things that need to be done are physical. Like they're physical dock things. Okay, just moves past the lips. No. I'm gonna help it because it came off all funky. Okay, so these things are getting quite literally in the way. And I don't know what the right move is. I guess there's probably a dock how-to situation somewhere. Because this seems like it's a very important part of it all, and I'm not sure what I'm doing. It basically it's where the back part sits. I wonder if I did I try this already? If I just remove this part, what happens? Like if this part is below the dock itself. There we go. So now it's not in the way at all. Tool not detected. Looks like we need to initialize again. There it goes. G28. Thanks for stream, Fetter. Can't wait to see the progress you make. Hey, I appreciate that, Korea. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here and watching. Whoops, I didn't do the other thing, but that's okay. Ah, it's being dragged. Yeah, now, okay, now the dock. Now the dock is too, okay, so that plays a direct role. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to get the tool head. I need to get the tool head over to my, where that docking is. So here, let's do this. So let it home. I remember I had a screenshot. Let's get this screenshot. I need to initialize again. Hey, Maker. Yeah. I got a lot of the things done. Off topic, have you had any issues with the Cheaty Q2 or Cheaty box? The Q2 has been really, really good so far. I've not had a single issue. I've had some issues with the Cheaty box, and over the past 4 days that I've had the machine, I've had 2 firmware updates, and the latest one fixed almost all the issues that I had previously. So I was running a bunch of tests. I ran into another issue, send it over to them. They're gonna take a look. I actually have 4 messages from them. It looks like I haven't had a chance to read yet. So they're actively working on it, and like I said, the last improvement was dramatic. You could actually like use it, which was nice. But yeah, so far there's a lot to like. I love the heating aspect of it. It makes this really interesting sound because it actually has no buffer. They ended up using They ended up using NEMA 17 motors inside of that thing instead of using. It's almost like a box turtle in a way, except basically, since all the filaments are different diameter, they come in and out on the different diameter. In order for the NEMA 17 to match your tool head that's pulling the filament, there's a ratchet that clicks if it doesn't need to go as fast or it needs to go faster. So it's a really interesting and unique mechanism. It does make some extra noise, which is interesting. But so far, so good. I have a feeling whatever they're doing is gonna work really, really well within a few days, because it's already a vast improvement. All right, so that thing is homed right now. So we need to go Z. Z needs to go to 173.83. Then we're going to do Y 2.85, I believe, is what I have it set at, or 2.8, 2.85, I think it is. No, not Y. We need to move X first. X moves to 2120. Yep, and now Y moves to 2.6. Okay, so while this thing sits here and on the carriage... Oh yeah, the dock's nowhere near. Alright, so let's move the dock up so that it catches right there on it without moving it up. Right there and right there. So this should be the perfect spot from what I would understand. So now I need this thing to go one higher than this. Let's go to 4. Yep, and now this thing can go home, I think. Oh no, it can't go up that high, right? So it needs to come back out. Y to, let's do 16. Right, that'll do it. Yeah. Yep, okay, and from here, I can just home it. Yep, okay, cool. Getting the hang of this, All right. Let's go to parameters and let's dock again. So if I did this correctly, that should sit on there. It should catch. This should pull back. And it should come back, more importantly. Yes. Up. Get it back. Yeah. All right. We have a good one. Here's what I need to do. All right. I need this. Let's go to ChatGPT. Right now, I'm testing the dock to run. Let's paste this in there. We'll remove all this stuff. Remove this. Remove this. I can remove this and this. Is there an easy way to have it do these steps more than once? Maybe a macro? Question mark? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to ask it without suggestion and see what it says. Here's a drop-in you can add anywhere. I'd keep it with your homing _ sequence. Interesting. It runs G28, sets the path speed, and calls test tool docking restore n times. How to use. Run with defaults, 5 cycle to speed 300. Dock _ loop. Custom cycle speed, dock loop, times, and speed. Add a pause between cycles. Interesting. If you want G28 only once in the beginning, as above, this is perfect. If you'd rather home every cycle, move the G28 line inside the loop. This is pretty cool. All right, dock loop. And dock loop does it right now 5 times. Okay, this is cool. I'll keep it with homing sequence. so that all this stuff's together. And let's add this in here. So this is called dock loop. Description: repeat G28 plus set tool parameter plus test tool docking n times. We set those things here and it does it. G28. Interesting. I needed to, you know what I need? I needed to add a safety thing in here. So I also need it to make sure that initialize. Okay, hold on. I don't want to spell that wrong. Let me make sure I have that correctly. Initialize Toolchanger. Whoops. Need to make sure that initialize Toolchanger is ran right before the G28 each time, so that there is a double check that the tool head is present. So initialize tool changer, G28, set tool parameter, test tool docking. This is what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right, we're going to save and restart. How cool is that? Oops. All right, we got an error. Let's give it to ChatGPT. Where's my mouse? Also, what time is it? It's about to be 1 o'clock. This is how distracted I got. All right, you hit Clipper. Gotcha. Inside response, single. It's once again whatever that 3 dots is. Here's a fixed loop with initialize tool changer before each one. Okay, I'll take it. Bang. Save and restart. So we have ourselves a custom macro. So once the machine is set up, the macro is dock loop. Guys, let me show you this. Check this out. So we now have this, and if we click it, how many times, the speed, and a pause in between each one. So let's do 5 times at 300, and we're gonna wait 5 seconds between each one. Oh, 5 milliseconds, so 5 milliseconds. Let's send. Come on. Come on. There we go. Here's the first one. Come on in. The water's fine. No. Instant mess up. Bummer. Let's see if I guide it along. Catch. Go back and do it again. This is going to wait 5 seconds. Is it telling me what it does? Yep. Cool. It's the 2 out of 5 right now. It'll home and then go again. All right, I really need to watch closely and see how I can make this better. Okay, that's perfect right there. That's exactly right. It leaned forward. It grabbed the magnets. The little ledge kept it from doing anything crazy. Let's see if you can catch it. No! Bummer. Why? Why? Oh man, I swear you like fix one thing and break a couple other things. Cool though. I learned a lot. I learned a lot. And the fact that there's still crash detection on, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I know it's also, it was so close. So close. So one thing I need to do, well, like, you know, I basically know this thing's working as a tool changer. There's a couple challenges here that I think are unrelated to the rest of the setup. The code is working, right? That's not the problem. The problem now is physical. The problem is adjustments. I need to adjust this correctly to make sure that this is running properly. And this is different. This is tuning. So it's basically bringing it in over here at the very end, and then it's leaning forward like that. But technically, it should be bringing it in like that, which means I needed to go even further in. All right, and if that's the case, if it needs to go further in, right, that's not here. That's oops, that's in here? No, on the tool. It's on the tool. Yeah, it's this. So, okay, hold on. I can test this as well. I can test this as well. So here's what we do. Put that on there. All right, hold up. Last thing I'm going to do. Let's try this. So G28. All right, and now we got to move these things again. So we have 173.83 for that. Then X is going to go to 2120. And that's pretty aligned. And then this is the important one. We need Y to go to 2.6. And now I need to look. So that's not enough in. So I make this 2.8. Did we move in some? I make this 3. Are we moving in or out? If I make this 10, where are we going? Okay, we're moving the other direction. So we need to go 2.6. Whoops, what did I do? 26? 102. Whoops. 2.6. Right? But it needs to go in more. So 2.3. Aha. It's the opposite direction. 2.2. How about just 2? Okay. I'm going to set that to 2. So move this back out to, let's say, 30. This thing. Okay, so I needed to do that to just 2, right? That's what I said. I was going to set it to 2. 2. Save. All right, here we go. Good. We're on. I'm just gonna hit. I'm gonna hit dock loop and have it do its thing with our tool crash. Yes. When it falls forward, the pickup needs a different number than the drop off. Here we go. Is it gonna move it in far enough? Yep, it did it that time. Let's see if it can pick it up. It picked it up. All right, there's one loop. Let's see if we can do it again. Stay. We're rocking. This is the furthest we've already gotten. Let's see if we can pick it up. You can. Ah, what happened? It looks good. What happened? Oh man, it looked good. Which part of it crashed? Dang, dang, dang. Alright, hold on. Let's do this. All the way in. All the way in. All the way in. I think I stripped that just now. So if it didn't fall forward, it'd be in the right spot for pickup. Right. Pickup path, not parking position. All right, let's do dock loop. I love that there's a really simple macro that I can just click to do this now and stay sane. Okay, so now, now the docking is not a problem. Now there's something that has to do with pickup. Okay. I think I can tell what's going on. During pickup, it's starting to move back before it moves up. And I think that's what's messing everything up. It needs to move up. So watch. It puts it down, drags it forward, puts it down more. And this part is fine. But then when it picks it up, it needs to go up more. Nope, we missed. Yeah, we missed. That was two separate issues. Ah. All right, so I'm going to have to really tweak that part of it all, huh? And also I got to find another way to stop this. I mean, you know, I know the way. The way is to have metal I need to run a metal 1515. Hey, B Cuddy, are you still on, dude? If you're still on, I think what I need to do is I need to have two. Well, this whole frame needs to be metal. It needs to be not printed, and that way this will be locked in. This 90-degree right here, and there'll be zero flex on this. Yeah, because the 1515 I have is small. Right, what else can I do to mitigate the movement? I can, I guess I could have something going to the front, but that ruins the door. I don't want to ruin the door. I could run an extrusion down. That would make taking prints out impossible, so that's not it. I guess redoing the belts and connecting it all the way across is really the only way. Yeah, because I do have this extrusion right here. It goes to the outside. I would just need to cut it so that it goes on the inside. And basically remove that one and put this one there on the inside going all the way across. But the reason why I didn't do that is because I like these tensioners. The single screw tensioners. It is what it is. All right, Tulsa. Thank you. Yeah, I can't believe it either. That'll be tweaks in your pickup path. Yeah. Stable, reliable docks are critical. Yeah. I got so much done this time around. I'm extremely happy. I feel like the next stuff is a lot simpler than what I just did in this stream. If it's not this, it's another. Yeah, but that's okay. I feel a lot better about what's going on now than earlier. Earlier I was clueless and I didn't know what to do, and everything was kind of questionable. But now I have a lot less questions. Now I get it, and I know what to do for the next one. Basically, to get this one running, I need to shorten all the wiring, tidy up the wiring. There's a bent pin right here. Tidy up the wiring, and then basically do a T1 instead of T0, and change the pins to version 2 instead of 2.2, because this does use a slightly different board here. And that's it. I have these cables to run to this splitter, so that's already working just fine. Yeah, I mean it's ready to go. Yeah, it's ready to go. I already know what to do there. I just need to figure out essentially the docks and the pickup path. The docks and the pickup path, and then we should be golden. Have you seen the new door on the LDO Micron? I have not. Clacker door kit. Colony clacker door. Whoa. Oh. Yeah. I mean, that would, if you do something like that, you can get quite a lot back. Right? Because you can put this on the outside. And if you put this on the outside, then you can have quite a lot of real estate on your bed back. All right, now I got to think about it. Now I got to think about it, because I can technically have one up here. I mean, this goes back to, I can technically even print the whole dock. I can technically print the entire dock as one piece, technically. All right, I got some thinking to do about the dock, but everything else I'm pretty happy about. All right, guys, I went way over in time for this stream, but I was very, very happy to get to where we are. Two big hurdles were crossed. Obviously, we're not through to the finish line quite yet, but pretty freaking cool. And yeah, this technically wouldn't even be that difficult to do. Just more parts. More parts. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it here. I'm pretty happy. I gotta do some tweaks. I gotta think about the dock. But yeah, we'll probably get to it not next week, but the week after that, probably. Because I want this thing done. So I think I'll make a push. All right, everybody. That was cool. Thank you all for being here. Polymaker, thank you for always doing these giveaways on my live streams. Absolutely enjoy doing it. And everyone loves the filament, so thank you very much. Guys, on your way out, check out 3dprintsos.com. Maybe pick up yourself a cool shirt like this. Or something else. It'll help the channel out, and you guys get something physical in return, which is always nice. All right, y'all. I got to work on some video edits. I have a video to show you guys where I compare the 85X to the Anycubic S1 combo, which was a fun one. All right, everybody. Thank you for your help. Thank you for sticking through and seeing where this goes. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.